The January 24th, 2011 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Antelli? Here. Mr. Beebe? Here. Mrs. Draw? Here. Mr. Eckel? Here. Chairman Hanna?
Here.
Mr. Lee? Here. Mr. Lightfoot? Mr. McCann? Here. Mr. Yolovich?
Is there anyone signed up for public forum this evening?
There are no public forum speakers today.
Is there anyone present this evening that would like to address the committee? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the January 3rd, 2011 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified by the end of the day. Next item, new business, Madam Clerk.
Referral 11-4, acceptance of a grant from New York State Division.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator McCann. Is there any questions? Legislator Lee.
Okay. Through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration, how many vehicles are stolen in Monroe County each year?
Through the chair, Jennifer Curley from the Sheriff's Office. In 2009, we had 1,341 vehicles stolen in Monroe County.
Okay, thank you. And through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration, do you break this down by towns or geographic areas?
Through the chair, I can tell you how many Monroe County the Sheriff's Office had.
Okay, that would be helpful.
Of the 1,341,000 stolen in Monroe County, 555 were handled by the Sheriff's Office, or county agencies and the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, and I got a couple more parts to this question. Through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration, how many vehicles are broken into each year?
Through the chair, this grant doesn't really cover vehicle larcenies. It's for stolen vehicles primarily and insurance fraud.
Okay. And through you, Mr. Chair, how many stolen vehicles are recovered each year?
We have 241. Through the chair, 81% of them are recovered through our PD, and I can give you a number for us. We had 141 recovered. We find in some cases they are stolen from the city but recovered in the county. Majority of the cases are like that.
Okay, thank you. And last part to the question, how will this money help reduce the number of stolen vehicles? Through the chair to the administration.
Through the chair, since the inception of this grant, I believe it's from 2004, we had 4,461 stolen vehicles. Now it's 1,341. So we've seen a incredible decrease in stolen vehicles since the inception of this grant.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-5.
Moved by Legislator McCann, seconded by Legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, how will this money be used in DWI enforcement?
Steve Bowman, through the chair. The funds are utilized by the agencies for a variety of things, but primarily selective enforcement, checks on different locations jointly to interdict driving while under the influence.
Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chair, how many DWI checkpoints does the county participate in each year, approximately?
Through the chair, I'd have to check with the different law enforcement agencies. I know the sheriff's office, probation, and individual police departments run at least 2 or 3 as a joint operation, but I'd have to get back to you with the exact number.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-6, authorize
Moved by legislator Yolovich, seconded by legislator Antelli. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-7, acceptance.
Moved by legislator Antelli, seconded by legislator Draw. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. To you, to the administration, how many cases are currently in firearm backlog?
Through the chair, Janet Anderson, Sequest Lab Administrator, just over 1,500 cases currently.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, do we have any idea of how many cases typically a fire examiner can process in a given year?
Through the chair, that's going to depend on the complexity of the case that's submitted to the laboratory. It would be very hard for me to make a guesstimation.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, do we see this backlog being decreased more expeditiously due to our new crime lab? Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration.
Through the chair, I do believe that with the laboratory being set up specifically for forensic laboratory case flow, that will assist in decreasing backlog.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-8, acceptance of a grant.
Moved by legislator Draw, seconded by legislator McCann. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-9, acceptance of a grant from.
Moved by legislator McCann, seconded by legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lee.
Through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration, how will the county be using the remaining $802,999 of this grant as far as dollars?
Through the chair, Fred Ryan. Could you repeat the question? Where is the remaining money?
Yes. How will the county be using the remaining $802,000 of this grant?
Through the chair, all of the dollars in this particular grant have been budgeted for various expenses, so I'm not clear where this $802,000 figure is coming from.
Okay, through the chair to the administration, you don't have a breakdown?
Through the chair, I apologize. I see now where you may be coming up with that dollar figure. There are various areas in which the $802,000 will be spent, ranging from equipment purchases to other contracts for various departments and divisions.
And through the chair to the administration, is there a process that you go by to determine how the dollars will be allocated?
Through the chair, yes. The local Weapons of Mass Destruction Task Force, which consists of representatives from various public safety agencies from Monroe County and the city of Rochester, get together and discuss priorities and needs, and based upon those priorities and needs, projects are dollars are budgeted for those projects.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm through you to the excuse me, to the administration. What I'm seeing in this referral is we're getting $1 million, $1,087,000 and some change. We're appropriating the whole million into public safety. The Monroe Community College is getting $108,000. Richard Watts Incorporated is getting $77,000. Let's see, the University of Rochester Community Health is getting $98,000. And I don't see with those contracts where that other money is going. I understand that we have a lot of services that we do, but I only see a small percentage of this $1 million actually accounted for in the contracts. Where is the other? Is there another contract we're not aware of? Other contracts we're not aware of? Where the $802,000 is going?
Through the chair, the items that you see listed here are just for the contracts. There is a long list of equipment items that will be purchased with those remaining dollars, which I could provide to you at a future point. I do not have that list with me at this time.
I would truly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-10, acceptance of a grant.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, seconded by Legislator Antelli. Is there any discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. I believe we have the same question happening on this grant as we did on the previous one. Just wondering where the other $800,000 is going to be going. Is there another set of purchases that we're going to be making with it?
Through the chair, yes, there are.
If I
Yes,
could
there
get-
is, and I can provide you with that list also.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-11, acceptance of a grant from the New York State.
Moved by Legislator Antelli, seconded by Legislator Draw. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-12, acceptance of a grant.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator McCann. Is there any discussion? Legislator
To
Lightfoot.
you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, which advocacy programs do the probation assistance refer victims to? To you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration.
Through the chair, Bob Burns from Probation, primarily to the ABW program and to the Legal Aid Society.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-13, acceptance.
Moved by Legislator McCann, seconded by Legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lee.
Yes, thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration, how many cases of insurance fraud does the DA office investigate or / prosecute each year?
For the chair, I'm finding it. If you just give me a second, please.
Oh, take your time.
Through the chair, for the last half of 2010, we prosecuted 2 cases of insurance fraud.
You prosecuted, how many did you investigate through the chair to the administration?
Through the chair, it was the same number. We rely on the state insurance department to do the bulk of the investigations, and when they refer something to us, and we pick it up from there.
All righty, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Next item.
Referral 11-14, acceptance of a gift.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, seconded by Legislator Antelli. Is there any discussion? Legislator Eckel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, how many illegal weapons are confiscated by law enforcement each year in Monroe County? Let's just start there.
Through the chair, I do not have that information at hand. I can certainly provide it to you.
I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. And through you, Mr. Chair, if you could possibly, is there a way of breaking it down between whether it comes from resellers, as this referral refers to, and how many are just taken off the streets?
Through the chair, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that.
I would appreciate it if you try. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, item carries. Is that it for new business? It's come to my attention that Mr. Christopher from the DA's office is entering the next phase of his life, retirement, and I would like to thank you, congratulate you first of all on your retirement, and I'd like to thank you for all your help over the last several years, and give you the opportunity to say a few words to the committee.
Thank you, Chairman. To the chair and to the committee, I appreciate the courtesy you've all given me over the last 8 years of coming here and answering your questions. I've always found it to be an interesting process, and that you've always asked very pertinent questions to the referrals at hand. And I actually am going to kind of miss coming here once in a while. Not so much. This committee was always a favorite because you meet at 5 o'clock, so I don't have to work overtime to have to answer your questions. So again, thanks for your courtesy over the years, and good luck to all of you as well. Thank you.
Are there any other matters to come before the committee this evening? Legislator Beebe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was wondering, seeing how Public Safety Director, Mr. Bowman's here tonight, if he could enlighten us briefly about the new CAD system that's being incorporated. I understand, being on the 911 board, that they're going to be starting up, going live at the jail, but also eventually at the 911 center. And I think it would be a good point of information if you could give us a brief description of what it entails and how it's going to enhance and make things better here in Monroe County.
Through the chair, yes, I think I can. It's a very complex operation, as you know. On either tomorrow or Thursday, we have a meeting where we're going to make the decision for go or no go on the jail upgrade. That jail upgrade is the first part of a multi-part process that all of you reviewed and eventually approved about 1.5 to 2 years ago. The first step will be the jail upgrade. The second step will be in May, actually on May 1 of 2012, to go live with a new Tiburon computer-aided dispatch system. That step will allow us, for the first time, to do some things in terms of tying together information that we haven't been able to do before. The current systems, if you can think of them, are basically silos that you have to re-enter information from the first time a 911 call is originated, someone is taken into custody, and then all the records management that follows from that point. And this system is really the start of a truly integrated process that will be able to capture information from the beginning, from the original 911 call, and then integrate that information all the way through the process. It will provide us with some information, statistics that we don't have today, and it will allow, hopefully, a better efficiency on the part of law enforcement, the fire, EMS, jail, all of the folks that have to use that information for their particular purposes. So we're hoping that efficiencies will result as we go forward. It will also provide responders with early notification of things going on a particular address that is very difficult to do today. So there's a lot of things that it will do for us. Through the chair, that's the shortened summary version.
Thank you. Are there any other matters to come before the committee this evening? Seeing none, the January 24th, 2011 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2011 at 5 p.m.